I don't know exactly what's happening, but all kinds of alarms just started going off in the neighborhood. That was strange. There goes another one again. I swear I did nothing. Hey everybody, what's happening? As always, I am Adam. This is Go To Outdoors. I'd like to welcome you back to another one. This is the first official day of my training for my next long distance hike. Going on a bit of a walk right now, probably about 3.5 miles total. Flat ground essentially. I'm just on a road, as you can see, or a nice path, and roads through the neighborhood. Currently walking down by the local church and going to continue onward to the kind of dead end right next to a highway, and hopefully it won't be too loud when I get next to the highway. But I'm walking down here because I want to see how some of these trees look, because it is getting to be about that time. There's some color slowly starting to creep in around here. The maple trees are just barely, the lights angle's not going to be great for this, but the maple trees just barely starting to get some color. Pretty much the only thing that has any color right now is poison ivy, poplars, and hickories. Hickories are pretty much all yellow. Black locust and walnuts. And that walnut tree over here, that's getting yellow. Its leaves are already pretty much falling off. The one over here, tree of heaven, ailanthus, all their leaves are already gone. Problem is, same thing is happening right now that happens every single year around here. We start to get some color, the leaves change, and wind. We've had a couple days, 10 to 15 knot winds, and I think there's going to be a nasty rainstorm this evening, which is kind of why I'm out here walking, trying to walk quickly. And it's going to knock a whole bunch more leaves off the trees. The sycamores starting to get brown here. There's a whole stand of young sycamores over here, right there, as you can see. And pretty much 60% of those leaves have fallen off, because they usually fall off first. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about leaves today. I'm here to talk about plans and training. Work truck. There might be a few construction vehicles coming out here because they're building something big down to the end of this road. So if this section seems a little bit jump cutty, it's because I'm removing road noise. But anyhow, I'm getting kind of better. I'm healing. My feet are probably about 80% now. I say they're about 80%. The plantar fasciitis in my feet is gone. The only irritation I have now is from the bone spurs on both of my heels. And they are not fun. This chestnut oak has a lot of acorns on it. I'm bringing some of those home. Anyway, that is a fun thing about short walks. You can always find something and don't have to carry it very far. So I'm going to load my pockets down with these chestnut oak acorns. And this tree has a bunch of them. They're so ready to go. You touch one and several more fall, but those are chestnut oak acorns. And yeah, they're falling out of their caps just like that. So I don't even have to carry the caps. I just have good solid acorns to pop in the pocket. More stuff to plant. The tree nerd in me will never go away. Hey, pup. A friendly neighborhood pup. Kind of friendly. Oh, now I got a following friend. Hey, father. Pretty good, and you? Just walking by the rectory at the local church. Anyway, like I was saying, until I got so rudely distracted by that chestnut oak tree. Yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm training, my feet are healing up, and I kind of have to get serious about my walking plans for next year. I've got a couple ideas, things I am changing about my training regimen, and the fact that I have, at this point, about 4.5, 5 months to go before a tentative start of late February, early March of 2022. Two things I'm really doing: getting my weight down again and getting my endurance up, and making sure I have 100% proper footwear for when I start. Yeah, really wasn't anything worth seeing down here, so I just hit the end and turned right back around. So there we go. So what is the plan? Well, the first plan is, wake up every day. Like I said, first thing, find something positive, find a reason to smile. Do something for yourself every single day. Today, that was harder than usual. I say that because I only got a few hours of sleep, didn't sleep too well. I think I just had a little bit too much caffeine before I tried to go to sleep, which is unfortunate. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. For me, I got to cut my caffeine off about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the evening, and I didn't do that. That puppy's still just playing with its tennis ball, and it probably wants to follow me again. Cute dog. I think it's a dog that lives with the priests here at the local church. Beautiful golden retriever. I need a bird dog. I really, really need a bird dog. And I'm distracted once again by the tree, so I'm going to pick some more. I still have not found a way to make acorns tasty. Rumor has it you have to soak them a lot, and there's a lot of other stuff involved with that process. But maybe at some point I will try to teach myself to do that. Too much else on my mind right now. When I started the Appalachian Trail May 7th of this year, again, super late, for various reasons. I had to get rid of a bunch of my stuff. I had to sell a house and kind of get things squared away in that regard. And then I didn't really have as much time as I would have liked to dedicate to training, to dedicate to getting myself ready to go. I'm going to be building myself up to, I want to try and do 5-mile walks several times a week. And I do have a new backpack. If you happen to be near a 511 retail, 5.11, 511 retailer, this backpack was $30. It has super good padding. It has a sternum strap for when I start really cranking weight in this thing, and it's durable enough that I think if I just wanted to start throwing dead weight, sandbags, things like that into here, I probably got about 10 pounds in here right now. I have all my camera gear, all my battery gear, spare lens, and 2 essentially half-gallon bottles of, one's water, one's tea. So I have a little bit of weight in here just to start getting myself going. Baby steps. That is going to be the theme of my training this time around. I'm not just gonna, jump in with both feet, no pun intended, into another 2,000 plus mile adventure and have my body start arguing with me. My knees were fantastic. My hip gave me a little problems early on. I kind of expected that. And I say I kind of expected that because Well, for those of you that don't know, I actually broke my hip when I was 18. The source of that injury, I never exactly found out. I did another hike back then, and altitude was much higher being in New Mexico. Terrain really wasn't as rugged, but I think part of it was the amount of weight that I was carrying back then, because gear was heavier, everybody carried more stuff, and we were just kids essentially, and didn't really know everything that there was to know about backpacking, about long distance hiking with all of your gear. So my pack throughout the majority of that trek weighed over 60 pounds. When I said it weighed well over 50, there were times that it weighed over 60 because there was one little guy that was with the group, and I mean little guy, he was tiny. He was like 5'5", maybe 100 pounds, 110 pounds soaking wet, and he was trying to carry as much as us big guys. And then I was about 205, 210 pounds, and I'm 6'1", so I was carrying a much smaller percentage of my own weight than he was carrying. So we all had to divvy up a portion of his gear. So we all ended up carrying a little bit more, which is what you do, That's one thing I was mentioning on a lot of my videos from the Appalachian Trail this year. You help out people when they need help. And I think the world needs more of that. You do take the time, you help out somebody when they need help. Charity, volunteerism, having at least a little bit of care about, having empathy towards your fellow human being. I saw that a lot when I was hiking this year. Walking by the local muck pond. There's a lot of ducks and a lot of geese that just decide to plop in here and use it. No luck today, nothing there. There's a lot of seeds on that locust tree over there. There's a lot. All that on there, those are not dead branches. Those are not dead leaves. Honey locust trees, they're interesting. Black locust grows a lot around here. Honey locust grows a lot around here. School bus. Let's walk over to that locust tree. We're kind of at the end of the path right here anyway. Do I want to walk in that? That looks like a tick's dream. So I'm not going to walk in that, but let's get you zoomed in on the honey locust. So all those curly bean looking pods on there, they're all seed pods. I've heard people eating them, but I don't think I believe them. Battery died. But I was prepared this time around. I had my spare batteries. I think it's school bus again. Anyway. So black locust, I don't think I'm ever going to try to eat those. I've heard people doing it. No, does not appeal to me in the least. Kind of hoping that I see some wood ducks down here though. Every now and then, there's a little creek that runs right through the neighborhood here. And every so often, I see a couple, maybe 3, 4 wood ducks zip down the length of the creek there. It's pretty cool. But another element of my training that I'm getting into once again is swimming. I swam for 12 years. That was the sport I did when I was growing up. And I love to do it. Got to figure out something to do with this while I'm swimming though. It gets all up in my face, makes it hard to take a breath when it's full of water and dripping. Beard problems, what can I say? So I went to here's something right here, good example of a hickory tree that's turning. right in the neighborhood. Got that hickory tree. It's a large one. Yeah, it's a large one. So bring you back down. That's turning yellow. And just next to it, that color tree, that's the color you get off of a white oak. And it overexposes when I go up, so you'll have to get a good example of that. So there are trees that are turning just, it's kind of piecemeal. A lot like this vlog today. I did have the plan, starting last week, to make today be the initial day of my training. And this weekend, I get older. This weekend I turn 37. So I'm just kind of trying to prove to myself that you're never really too old to start. You know, the past is the past. You ain't gonna change what happened before. But if you could take that first step today, hey, do it. And that's what I did. I only slept for about 3.5, 4 hours last night. Was not feeling great. You know, I was not feeling like myself. I was in a bad mood. And yeah, I had to do something. I had to get up, had to do something. I keep switching you back and forth. Sorry about that. Doing isometrics with my camera setup, holding you out at arm's length. Workout. Squirrel nest in a hickory tree. Here's another example of the black walnuts around here that have all pretty much lost their leaves. That's the one thing about black walnuts. Let me turn you around. When black walnuts drop their leaves, they just look dead. You know, they don't have a lot of small twigs, not a lot of small branches. They're just kind of crummy looking. This hickory's pretty. I don't know if I can get a good angle on it. You could probably tell half the reason I took this walk today was to see leaves and see the progress of the leaves. Yeah. It's gone from yellow, it's starting to turn kind of brown, which strangely enough makes a nice combination of orange for about a day or two max on each of these trees. But yeah, when I woke up and I started to do my planning for the day, yeah, I knew I had to do something physical too, because there's nothing that makes me really feel good, feel better than just working through the funk, man. So I went to the pool, got a good 45 minutes in, got some good stretches. Again, I'm just starting. This is my second time back to the pool in the last 18 years. I used to compete on several teams, a summer, a winter, in my high school league. That was a long time ago. That was a whole different physique ago as well. So I got home from that, had lunch, still didn't feel great. Took a little bit of a power nap, and now I'm out here talking with you, going on my good walk, trying to beat this rain, which looks like it is starting to coalesce. I might have to kick it into another higher gear here before too long. It's ominous, slightly ominous. The wind has picked up as well. You may be able to tell from my built-in wind indicator. I am totally keeping that phrase. Future reference, beard aka windicator. But as for the training aspect of things, every single day I'm going to be doing something. You know, I'm going to, like I said, several times a week, try and get myself back up to 5-mile walks at least 3 times a week, every chance I get. I'm going to be swimming probably 2 times a week, the days in between, give my feet a break, because I need my feet to be in good condition before I can walk again. And I'm also going to be doing everything I can to just stay outside, even through the hardest, nastiest, gnarliest winter that may in fact come barreling this way this year. It's a very mild summer, Very mild winter last year. Holy Camaro, Batman. What a sexy beast. And it's green. Love that color. Anyway, after going off on that short tangent, we're back. Reel it in, Adam. Now we're at the end of October. I think today's the 25th. And things in Northern Virginia, I'm kind of right at the Blue Ridge. And it's like that, the Blue Ridge Mountains, 8.5 miles that way. I think it's like 6 miles as the crow flies. That tends to wreak havoc on the local weather systems because it goes up several hundred feet, and any weather that's on the western portion usually gets stalled. If the weather coming from that direction does make it over the mountains, it tends to push up a lot of the cold air, the moist air, and then dump everything right on this side. So it's a crapshoot. So we got wild grapes and a very spiny plant that just jabbed me. I've never eaten a wild grape. I probably never will again. That was terrible. Live and learn, folks. Live and learn. So wild grapes, no. Wild muscadines, however, those are delicious. I just don't know where to find those around here. Anyway, I'm off topic again. So the weather is going to be my first real test because I want to be able to get out and see essentially everything that the weather around here has to offer, because if I do happen to start my hiking super early next year, if I manage to start it back in next February, I don't know what I'm going to see. There could be times when it's icy, snowy hell, which I think is kind of cool, to be honest, but time will tell. So anyway, if I have to start later, okay, whatever. But if I do start early, I want to know what I'm getting into, what I've got to be prepared for. Because the weather at higher altitudes, it can change on a dime, and it can be completely unexpected. I saw it firsthand when I was down in the Roan Highlands. I made it up to Roan High Knob Shelter on July 3rd. It got down below 40 degrees. July. Yeah. In the south. Don't know what kind of crap you could get into on accident if you weren't ready for something down there. Granted, once you get out of Southern Virginia, you're not really seeing any 5,000s again for a while. For a long while, actually. By the way, side note, this pack is extremely comfortable with this weight in it. Really, really good, thick, padded straps on here. I'm gonna get a few more dozen miles on this bad boy loaded down, because I like to really know what gear I'm using before I tell you about it. Because I am not one of those fly-by-night YouTube gear reviewers, of whom I did take bits of advice that bit me this year. I want to use it, break it down, break it. If I do, I honestly will consider that a win. I'm kind of hard on gear, so if it can stand up to me, it can stand up to pretty much anybody. I'm glad I did this today. I needed it. Just recenter. So October 25th, 2021. First official day of training for trails in 2022. Whatever those trails may be, we're ready for it. We're going to be ready for it. In terms of my training and weight loss, especially the weight loss, because that's something that's important to me, because I'm not going to be starting heavy again this time around. Lost about 40 pounds when I was hiking this year. I started off just shy of 300 pounds. Got off trail, had to sit around for a month and a half. Gained some of that back, so I'm kind of working my way back down again. But I'm not starting heavy next year. My goal is to be no more than 220 when I start. So I got a ways to go. I definitely found my reason to smile today. And hey, that's all you need to do. So yeah, I'm back home. Had a really good walk. I have to calculate exactly how much I walked, but I have a feeling it was a little over 3 miles today. Between that and the time I spent at the pool earlier, I have done more physical activity in one day today than I have since I got home. And that's what it is going to take before I start whatever it happens to be that I do next year in 2022. Even if you're having a crummy day, like I said, I woke up, was having a bad day. Head wasn't in it, wasn't feeling great. But I made myself do something. Because for me, nothing helps me more to get back into a good mindset than doing something. Whether it's walking on a treadmill, walking through your neighborhood, going to the gym, lifting a couple weights for a little while, hit an elliptical, hit a Stairmaster, go swimming. For me, doing something physical does a lot of things. It improves my mood. It gets my stress out. You sweat out all the uglies. So, it's because you're slugging water the whole time and everything's processing through. Detox without having to detox. The whole fad detox thing is it's a waste of time and money. Apart from that, it helps you sleep better. If you're having trouble sleeping, I'm no neurologist. I'm no sleep expert. But I do know it helps a lot more to sleep if you're tired when you go to bed. And you're not going to be tired if all you did is sit around all day, watch TV, play on your iPad, or whatever else. Take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. You have to. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what time of year it is or where you are. If you're able to get out and do something, get out and do something. Just do something in the house. Do some dips on the side of the couch. Do some push-ups, curl-ups, sit-ups, whatever you want to do. Do something physical. Do something for yourself. Because if you don't, chances are you're not going to be quite as happy. So when it comes to my fitness goals, like I said, I want to be down to about 220 by the time I start whatever it is I happen to start next year as my full-time adventure for whatever it is, whether it's going to be the AT again, whether it's going to have to be a shorter hike, whether it's anything else, as long as it's something I do that's physical and outside and outdoors, because I wouldn't be go-to outdoors if I didn't go to the outdoors. It's kind of the whole reason I'm doing this is for me and to bring my adventures to you and show you all that's out there. At the end of the day, I just want to help people. I want to show them what's out there. I want to show them that it's possible to find a reason to get outside and be happy. There's so many things to find and see and enjoy outside, whether it's local or whether you go on a trip to see it. Getting outside is, for me and for a lot of other people, I think, the key to the beginning of finding your happiness. But that said, I'm going to be getting back to the structure, getting back to the routine, having everything, I'm going to be, I'm going to start setting an alarm for a regular time again. Yeah, for when I was out on the trail, I just woke up whenever the birds woke me up. If you're inside a house, chances are the birds aren't going to wake you up, especially not in winter, because there's not nearly as many birds around to help wake you up, because they go south. But I will be doing periodic check-ins in terms of my fitness goals, how I'm feeling, and my weight loss. It may not seem that important to a lot of folks, but it is important to me. And if I can help somebody kind of follow along, and don't take me as an example, because fitness-wise, I'm a horrible example right now. But I want to let people know that it's never too late to start what you're doing. It's never too late to begin getting ready for that next adventure. We get caught up in the rat race. We get caught up in jobs. A lot of us are working more than one job. I was for a long time, and it wears on you, and it catches up with you. No excuses. It is what it is. But you can start by being better tomorrow than you are today. It just takes that first chance and getting outside, or the first reason to tell yourself, let's do this. Let's change this. So I'm more than happy to bring you on this journey of me getting ready for the next journeys that I have in the future, the next adventures I have in the future. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm no expert in anything. I know what works for me. But I know my plan and what I do, what I know that works for me, could potentially work for somebody else. Yeah, this was just another walk and talk. This is a series I'm going to have going forward where I just get my thoughts down on media for you. If you want to listen, you want to take some advice, hey, go for it. If I can help answer some questions regarding a couple things, leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer that in my next walk and talk video. But I found my smile today. Found a reason to be happy. Found that silver lining. But that's all I got for you today. So like I always say, thanks again for watching. Find a reason to smile every day, and I'll catch you in the next one.